This evening I'm with my friend, Catherine Perry. I've known Catherine for about a year since I've been living here in South Bend, and I know that Catherine has a deep interest in promoting peace in our community and elsewhere. So Catherine, I'd like you to share your story for SB 150. Tell me a little bit about why you are so interested in peace. What brought that about for you?
Well, good evening, Rama. It really goes back to my life experience. I grew up in Switzerland and lived for over 10 years in Morocco, and during that time, I was witness to a lot of violent disagreements among people who were really close to me, even in my family. And that touched me deeply. Later on, in 1993, when I came to Notre Dame as a professor to teach French literature and culture, I was really interested in how to include peace studies in my work. And I eventually took a faculty seminar with George Lopez and learned how to teach peace studies along with Francophone literature and Islam, for instance.
Catherine, the reason that we came together when I moved here is because we both have an interest in veganism. And for you, I know that is related to your developing interest in peace. So I want to know why you think veganism is related to peace.
And I suddenly realized that there was so much violence in my food. The animals were being killed to feed me, and I didn't really need it. I don't need it for my sustenance. So I immediately stopped eating animals. Then I started doing research because I was so interested in the topic, and I learned of the terrible abuses that we subject animals to, not only for food, but also clothing and entertainment, like circuses, rodeos, and also research, all the scientific research that's done. So I decided to go vegan, and being vegan means practicing a lifestyle of mindfulness and nonviolence at every time that I eat, but also when I dress, and it goes into my life in multiple ways. It's fundamental. So being vegan for me is not just about my personal lifestyle, but it's also about building community and raising awareness around me. And I've first of all brought discussions of animals and food in my courses. For instance, a course I've entitled Forms of Inclusion and Exclusion in Contemporary France. And talking about animals and the environment. So that's a very powerful way to introduce the topic. Then I've gone to a conference, I just came back, a conference on contemplative practices in higher education. The whole goal there is to bring mindfulness to the classroom, and it really supports students in becoming better students. And the goal of that practice is peace and understanding amongst ourselves. Then I've also helped create the first ever student club, vegan and vegetarian student club called VegND. And it's just going to start working this semester, so I'm very excited about that. Mm-hmm. And I've been in contact with food services, and I've been encouraging them to bring more veg options on campus, which they are doing. Mm-hmm. So I'm really happy about that. Now, outside in the larger community, it's also very important to have a community. So I've been promoting and studying nonviolent communication, and we have a group that meets every 2 weeks to discuss nonviolent communication. That's based on the work of Marshall Rosenberg, a psychologist. And finally, there's a very large group that I've helped to expand that's called Veg Michiana, and that includes people from all around our community. And we meet at least twice a month for meals, potlucks. We have a discussion group for books. We also watch movies and cook together. So I think little by little, we are expanding the awareness of what veganism means in the larger community. And ultimately, I am so deeply committed to this work because I know how the violence towards animals is connected to violence towards humans. I think it's really important, it's imperative that we make that connection and become aware of how we are contributing to violence among humans and to a violent world. So if I want to promote peace, it has to go through discussing animal rights.
Thank you, Catherine.
Thank you.